everyone. Welcome to the Golden Ratio Podcast. I am Jen, GR Mom, joined as always by GR Dad.
Hi.
How's it going, GR Dad?
It's fine.
Excellent, excellent.
I have some dog butts in my face, so I'm a little distracted.
There's a game of rope tug going on, being observed by Vink. Yep. It's
just the usual activity.
The cocktail of the week this week is the elder fashioned. So you've heard of an old fashioned.
Yes.
Another word for old is elder. And elder is also a type of flower. Elderflower.
That is so clever.
So it's kind of like an old fashioned made with elderflower liqueur. So it's whiskey. You could just kick Guac's butt off the couch there. Just give him a little push.
Kick. He's got the high ground on.
Push harder.
Remy.
I think you want him to be in the way.
A little bit.
All right, so the elder fashioned. 2 ounces of whiskey, 1 ounce of elderflower liqueur, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, put in a little club soda. It's really tasty.
I really liked it. It's like herbal, a little bitter, which I like.
Yeah, but not super bitter. Like there's not an Amaro in it.
Yeah, that's right. I really liked it. I thought it tasted a little magical.
Magical.
Almost like a tincture or an elixir.
Ooh, I like it.
An elixir.
So you can get Saint Germain as your...
Which has a very cool bottle too.
Yeah, it'll make you look very, very fancy.
You know how we can tell that we have Saint Germain? Because of the new cabinet.
We finally got our new liquor cabinet. So if you pay close attention to the snaps, you'll notice that kind of in the dining area, there was a little shelf cabinety thing with doors, and it had like a tabletop height top.
Yeah, like a metal top.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We got that when we bought the house because we could afford it, and we needed something to put some stuff in.
It did heavy work. It did a lot of work. It helped.
It did, and it was not sufficient to contain all of our liquor. And it could not contain anything except all of our liquor, and not even all of that. And
so we had this dream of like putting wine glasses in there and, fancy glasses. Nothing fit. Not even bottles.
If you have watched the snaps for a long time, in our Maryland house, we have a big kind of wall-sized, like double bookcase with glass doors that has all of our liquor and our glasses and everything. And so in August of 2021, I was like, we need to get a big-ass cabinet for here.
Yeah.
And I bought one from Crate & Barrel, and it came this week.
that exotic overseas niche place where they had to, they had to make it in the back alleys of some small village.
To their credit, they did say it would be custom built upon order, though I didn't get to customize anything. It's just like I would like the bottom and then the top. And then they're like, okay, it'll be 21 weeks. So anyway, it arrived.
21 weeks!
It arrived this week. So if you pay attention to the snaps, you'll see we now have this full wall size cabinet. All of our liquor fits in the top.
Standing up even.
On the half of the top. So there's like a top and a bottom. Half of the top is liquor. The other half is glassware.
Oh, it's so good.
And the bottom only has a couple things. We have so much space. Now it has drawers. It's so good.
I'm going to get some knickknacks because you hate that.
I will just throw them away.
Hummel figurines.
You can get them and I will throw them away.
Hummel.
Hey, you waste your money. You know what? I'll put them on eBay and then I'll get some of that money back. That's the best you're going to do. But we can see all of our liquor now. It's organized by type. So the top shelf is whiskey, and then there's a little corner for gin and vodka, which we don't drink really much of. The middle shelf is entirely rum, and the bottom shelf is entirely cordials, amaretto and Cynar and whatever, and the margarita fixings, which is our massive bottle of tequila, and the Cointreau, which would go down there anyway. That's on the bottom shelf because we use that the most.
We really do, yeah. It's this is a first world problem, or not really a problem, but the cabinet we had before, there were many liquor bottles that were too tall to stand up, so we had to lay them down, which just bothered me to no end. They would
occasionally leak. It was not good.
That's right. But it just seemed.
But we have all these cool glasses too, like for anniversary presents. You have bought me champagne glasses from Tiffany's a couple times.
I only break about 50% of the ones I get.
We do have 3 of those Tiffany champagne glasses.
I buy them in pairs, but they end up being singletons.
You bought 2, and we have 3 now.
Better than buying 1. Buying 2 and having 1.
So, like, those are beautiful. But, like, you also, for Christmas, you got me these jellyfish martini glasses.
Yeah, those are cool.
They're amazing.
But, like, not practical in the world we're looking at. I mean, the battle royale of the dogs continues just for everyone's entertainment.
I mean, I think they can hear that happening in the background.
Yeah, well, it's not me.
Anyway, we have this lovely cabinet, and now we can see all of our liquor. And you also can see all of our liquor if you watch the snaps.
And the best thing about the cabinet is it kind of looks like it belongs here, so it might not have been noticeable. Remy, you're messing it all up.
Shut up! Speaking of Remy,
shut up.
hang on a second. Shut up!
We need to put Venk on the porch. Venk is the source of too much of the loss of control. Crazy little kobold.
Coming back? You're my pup.
She's like the catalyst.
Thank you for your patience.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good.
Were you you were looking at me while I was saying that?
Yeah.
Were you serious?
Yeah.
I am super patient. I would not. You don't need to. I'm all thrown now.
Okay. Administrative corner.
I was just saying.
Yeah.
Venk is like the little catalyst, right? They are pretty amped up, the 2 brown boys, but you throw Venk in there and it just ends up being an exploding reaction. It
that's
just
true.
Accelerates the reaction. Venk herself is not really that much chaotic, but you throw her into another mix and somehow it drives both these idiots crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So now Venk is on the porch and these 2 are kind of quietly playing.
I think she just laid down behind her plant, so she's totally fine out there.
Looking at stuff.
All right. Administrative corner.
I love administrative corner, but I never have anything to contribute.
Well, this one is serious this week because Remy went to his internist a couple weeks ago, which we talked about. All his test results came back fine, which we talked about last week. He's not getting eye surgery since his vision is coming back, and we will talk more in depth about that in Dog Updates.
Okay.
So he doesn't really have any medical care besides routine stuff left to do.
Ow! He's very chompy. His teeth are quite healthy.
Ooh, Guac just made a face. Hang on.
Guac, stop making a face.
Hang on, I gotta pause the podcast here. Okay. So Remy is a bad dog. He chomps all sorts of things that shouldn't be chomped. He makes a lot of chaos.
He barks.
He needs to be put out on the porch. He doesn't have any medical needs left, which means now it is time to put him up for adoption.
Are you tricking everybody?
I'm just saying, he's no longer eligible for fostering.
Who's going to want that defective dog?
Like literally no one, because
you just described a very bad dog, undesirable.
I was like, hey, rescue group, this dog is terrible.
Too much.
And we can't take him. Please find someplace else for him. And they're like, sorry, nobody can take him. So like literally no one else wants him.
I guess we should keep him. He seems to be getting along with everyone. Guac, what do you think?
Guac literally just made an angry face at him because Guac's ball was on the couch and Remy was all up in his business.
Guac, what do you think?
I just translated for Guac.
I think he's okay with it, though. He's reluctantly okay with it. Guac can be the bigger dog.
Fine. So that means we have some paperwork to do to officially adopt Remy.
Yay. I mean, come on.
He's a nice man.
He's a nice man.
I would miss him for a week and then I'd be glad he was gone. But I'd be sad for a week.
For a little while.
I'd be like, damn, I'm glad we gave that dog away. But nobody wants him, so I guess we'll keep him.
Yeah.
Not that I can blame anyone for not wanting him, because he's a pain in the ass.
He's not as expensive as food, but he's not as cheap as,
We haven't been paying his medical bills, Ingo.
Also true, but come on, no one's as expensive as Boots in the last few months.
That's true. All right, let's do dog updates.
Okay.
Here's what I have. Foods.
Oh, that understates it significantly.
So
actually, it's not Foods.
Not Foods. So this weekend, was it Saturday? When What's today?
I
Monday.
think it was Sunday. Wasn't it yesterday?
No, Saturday.
Oh.
We were getting ready to go out to dinner, and I was feeding the dogs, and so I was like getting ready to go out. I keep all my clothes in the bedroom that I use as my office. So I'm like getting ready, and then I got to feed the dogs, and then I could take the dogs out. So I took out everybody except Hopper, because she just like, she needs more time to get up. So I took everybody outside. They all did their business. And then I brought them all back inside, and then I took Hopper out. I brought Hopper back inside. 5 minutes. And then I go to finish getting ready. Yes, Vodes, you just sauntered up as I'm talking about you. So I go into my office / room where my clothes are, and I find Vodes in there, and
which is already a problem.
He should not be in there. And entangled in his paws is my long sleeve running shirt that I got from the Key West Half Marathon, which was a kick-ass shirt this year.
Oh, it was all tropical and palms on there.
They have like illustrators do it, so it's like full on printed.
It was great, yeah.
It was very cool. So yeah, he's in there and the shirt's on the floor in front of him, and I was like, Woods, what are you doing with it? And then I spread the shirt out on the floor, and I'm like, I don't remember if this was a long sleeve shirt or a short sleeve shirt, because
which is a really bad thing to have to wonder.
The men's and the women's shirts this year were different. One of them was long sleeved and one of them was short sleeved, because I picked yours up and I picked mine up. So I remember we had a long sleeve and a short sleeve, and I look at this shirt, and he's clearly, if it were short sleeve, he's chewed the hems off, and if it were long sleeve, he's chewed the arms off.
The entire arms.
There's also 2 big holes in the torso.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks kind of, sexy, chic, ragged.
Ragged chic, if that becomes a thing.
I said sexy.
Okay, I didn't put it on, but maybe.
I think it looks good. It has like some strategic holes.
So the thing is, like, they're over the belly, right? It's not even like chest holes.
Yeah, I didn't mean dirt. I didn't say dirty.
Oh, fair enough.
Just interesting.
So I know he has eaten these 2 sleeves in the 5 minutes that I had Hops outside. It's rare that we catch him in that window, because that window is small enough that we can make him throw up the sleeves. So I'm like, okay. And I get out the bottle of hydrogen peroxide and I pour it down his throat, and we go outside, and he pukes up both long sleeves. It was a long sleeved shirt, both sleeves puked out.
I think we talked about this already.
We did not, no.
Sure.
I'm quite positive, and you're not talking into the mic.
Well,
because I think you think we're not, but we absolutely didn't talk about it. This happened over the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was that. So Vodes ruined my shirt, puked those things out. And then last night / this morning, what was it, like 4:30 in the morning? Do you remember? You had gotten up with him first and then come back to bed.
I got up at 3:30.
Okay, so I think this must have been like 4. Vodes is making noise.
Oh yeah, that was from 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got up with him, and I have like a robe. It's like t-shirt material, jersey robe that I put on when I go out with Vodes in the middle of the night. So I put the robe on, and I take Vodes out. I don't think he did anything. I mean, I was so tired. And I bring him back in.
And it's so dark. There's not much moon.
Totally dark. So I bring Vodes back in, and he was doing something, and I was like, oh, I got to give him a snack. And then I'm like, this robe is colder than normal. And I reach behind me, and the butt part of the robe is gone. The entire back, there's a big arch cut out of it.
But you took the robe from your dresser.
It was on top of the dresser. And I'm so careful with the robe, because like I keep it in a drawer, and then the first time Vood starts making noise and I get up at night, sometimes he'll make noise and then he just doesn't want to stand up after he drags us out of bed. And so then I just go back to bed. And then I put the robe on top of the dresser, but it has a belt. And I'm terrified of Vood's eating the belt, because that is very attractive for him. And he would swallow the entire belt. The belt's, long, right? Because it has to like tie in a little bow.
That would be instant surgery.
It would be really bad. And so I'm very careful to put the robe, like when I put it on the dresser, to neatly fold it in half and push it all the way up against the wall so none of it hangs over the edge, because he'll pull stuff off the edge. So I don't know what happened that the butt part of my robe was hanging off the edge of the dresser, or why Voods would apparently stand up and shoo the entire butt area off my robe.
And then push it back onto
without
the dresser.
pulling the robe off the dresser.
He's a weird dude.
And so this morning, I was like, oh, fuck, he ate the butt out of my robe. And I went back to bed. Because who knows when he ate it, right?
Right, yeah.
But then you got up with him in the 5s.
Yeah.
I think it was right after that because he started making more noises. I'm like, just ignore him. And then he's just getting more and more animated, and he was like, arf, 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 barking.
He was kind of not to be denied.
So you finally got up with him, and you said he had thrown up out on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is that he threw up the butt part of my robe and then ate it again.
He had a lot of time.
So the butt part of the robe has not been found. It is probably like 90% in Voods.
In him. It might show up later during other activities, yes.
Yeah, it was not the biggest thing that he would have eaten.
The sleeves were worse.
The sleeves would have been worse, yeah.
Those haven't shown back up, have they? Oh, they did. Yes, you got those.
I didn't know if you wanted to tell the second half of that story. I intentionally left it out.
It's fine.
So when Voods ate the sleeves off my shirt, we were getting ready to go out. So I gave him the hydrogen peroxide. He puked the sleeves up, and I brought him back inside because I had to call the neurologist because he did this about 15 minutes after dinner, which is when he got all of his epilepsy medicine. So I called the neurologist to see, like, should I give him a full additional dose? Should I only give him some other stuff? Like, we don't want to overdrug him. So I was on the phone for probably 15, 20 minutes, like, waiting to talk to someone at the neurology office. And then it was time for us to go. And I was like, the sleeves that he puked up are still out there in the lawn.
You told me like 3 times.
I did. But we went out to dinner and we got home, and then Ingo took all the dogs out, and then I went out to clean the sleeves up, and the sleeves were gone. And I was like, Ingo, did you clean the sleeves up? And you're like, what sleeves? And I was like, Ingo, the sleeves were out in the grass. Remember I told you like 5 times that I hadn't cleaned up the sleeves? And you're like,
whoops.
Ingo didn't even look up from TikTok. He's like, yeah, no, I didn't do anything with the sleeves. That was I got so mad, you guys. I got so mad. And I wasn't.
She did.
I was extremely mad. And it wasn't that like, it was just that you didn't even look up from TikTok. It was like, meh, not my problem. And I was like, he ate the sleeves again. And you're like, okay. Like, I hope you have fun dealing with that. So then I had to like, you were just extremely nonchalant, literally not even looking up from your phone, just like, meh, not my problem. I was very mad, you guys. I was very mad.
It was bad.
And so I had to make Voods throw up again a couple times, keep feeding him hydrogen peroxide. So he did. He puked up one whole sleeve and then a few more pieces. So were those other pieces of the shirt? Was that part of the second sleeve? I don't know, but I did throw them all away after that. But I was like outside in the dark with Voods, pouring hydrogen peroxide down his throat, sobbing that I'm putting my poor dog through this torture again for the second time in the night because I didn't pick up the sleeves in the first place.
And I forgot that they were out there.
And I mean, it's like reasonable that you'd forget that I mean, it's not out of the realm of reasonable that you'd forget that I didn't pick up the sleeves.
I mean, I did.
Because we were heading out.
I did forget.
I wouldn't have been angry about that. I was angry about the like, meh, I'm not even looking up from TikTok. Like, nope, didn't do anything. Guess you're going to have to deal with that. I was very mad. I came back in after Voods had finally puked them up, and Ingo was like, I'm really sorry. And I was like, I can't talk. I'm not speaking right now. I was so upset. But it was fine. Everything is fine.
It's a good thing we're adopting another dog. Remoulade.
Who's locked out on the porch now because he's such a bad dog.
This bodes poorly. Poorly.
Anyway, that's the story of Voods Foods. The next thing on my list is CB paint. So
oh yeah.
we got the new cabinet. So the new cabinet delivery was unnecessarily confusing because they were supposed to deliver it before and they only delivered half. So we've had half of it here and then they were going to deliver
the wrong half. We've had the wrong half.
We had the top half here. And then they were going to deliver the bottom half. And then I get a thing that's like, hey, your Crate and Barrel order has shipped. Like, pick a day. And I had already picked that it would be delivered on April 9th or April 8th. And then they're like, oh, pick a day. And like the first day available was April 12th. And I was like, why the fuck is it after when they said, but whatever, just give me the damn thing.
It's such a history of screw ups that you're just like, okay,
it's fine. I don't care about those 4 days. And then, so I like literally like talked to someone and they're like, we're confirming your Crate and Barrel delivery for the 12th. And I was like, great, we'll be here on the 12th. And then I get a text message like half an hour later that's like, confirming your Crate and Barrel delivery will be on the 8th. And I was like, oh, maybe they realized they promised it to me on the 8th.
Maybe we're getting 2.
So on the 8th, it was like, I wonder if they're going to show up today. Like, is it the 8th? Is it the 12th? They showed up on the 8th. They were great. They put the whole thing together. It's all set. And then I get another text. It's like, your Crate and Barrel order is scheduled for delivery on the 12th. And that's because I ordered a replacement to our very cheap ass TV stand, which is all saggy now. And
it's saggy.
It's in bad shape.
Bent.
A couple months ago, I had ordered a replacement that, which we were supposed to get in like July. They were like, it'll be 7 months. And I was like, just get me on the list. It's fine.
This is not fine furniture, guys. This is not handmade.
No.
This is Crate and Barrel.
But anyway, it's getting here early. So that's coming. Anyway, we weren't sure if they were going to show up with the cabinet on the 8th. It was supposed to come between 8:30 and 11:30. And so like at 11, they're like, hey, you know, the guy's on the way, but he hit some traffic. You know, he said it's going to be another hour. And I was like, great. And I was like, Ingo, he's coming.
At least he's tracked. At least he's
yes,
exists.
It's definitely coming.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fuck, like we have to paint the walls in here. And once that giant cabinet goes up, like we're not going to be able to move that thing. We have to paint the walls now in the 1 hour before it comes.
So classic. If it had been me, I would have been like, let me think about it for a half
and I'm
a
like,
day.
go get the paint.
3 days later, I would have been like, maybe I should have painted it. Yeah.
I am a woman of action.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So we literally painted the entire living room in an hour.
Yeah.
We were finishing up the edges
with
when they showed up.
And I was doing trim and
Yep.
it was very busy. Luckily, it's all white, so it's fine.
Yeah, and we had like white down before. So, you know, it's one coat. I mean, there are a few touch-ups we have to do, but it's fine. So it's like, okay, like get this paint on the walls so it's like vaguely dry by the time these guys get here. I painted behind where the cabinet was going to go first.
Dogs are all on the porch. It's fine.
Yep, put everybody out on the porch, paint that wall behind the cabinet. If that's the only thing we get done, it's fine because at least that'll be done.
Looks nice.
But then we kind of managed to get the rest of it done. And so at some point, CB's like, I would like to come in. And I was like, fine. And CB literally walked over to the wall, leaned against it, and laid down.
Slid down the wall to lie down.
Like the wet paint wall.
He was trying to get, bless his heart, he was trying to get out of the way the most. And it was actually the worst spot he could have picked, which was a wet wall spot. So
the good news is CB is white and the paint was white, so you couldn't see it on him.
It's latex. It'll wear off his paint.
He's a little crusty in parts right now.
But you can't really tell. Yeah, it's the same white.
Yep. Yeah, I can't see it on him.
Maybe we should roller him all around. It'll be fine.
Oh, my God.
Same color.
So that's Brody news. And then I have Remy's vision. So Remy's definitely getting his vision back.
Yeah.
And there were 2 incidents this week. One is you, dear Dad, were out throwing the ball and you threw it to Guac. You were like in the front yard and you threw it towards the water. So Guac chases it and Remy chases Guac. And then Guac comes running past like the big gumbo limbo tree and Remy starts running full speed. I'm like, he is going to run right into the trunk of that tree.
Yeah, he bangs into stuff.
He's going to literally murder himself because he's going full speed after Guac.
Super excited, yeah.
And it's a giant tree trunk.
Yeah.
And he comes up on the tree and he swerves a tiny bit and then he's like, run, 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 fling. And he tucks all 4 legs
over the root. Yeah.
Over the root twice.
Yeah.
He like hurdles one root because the roots stick way out of the ground on those trees. Hurdles one big root and then floop, floop, fling. Hurdles the other one. So he's like in the air like a little flying potato where you can't see. All his legs are tucked right up against him. Obviously saw the roots in enough time to do that. And then I was out walking him this week and we have a neighbor towards the end of the street who has 2 big dogs. One's a Great Dane and one is some kind of mix. And one of the dogs is in the cone for some reason now. And that makes her want to hang out in the front yard. They have a little blankie out there for her. And she sits there in the
shaded
cone.
Spot, I think.
Yeah. Yep. So we're walking past and she's just laying there on her blanket with the cone. She didn't even see us, not making any noise. And Remy gets in front of their house and he turns and he looks for a minute and then starts barking his head off at that dog, which means he saw her.
Yeah.
Because she didn't do
make
anything.
A noise. Yeah, that's right.
So that's not a thing that he would have done even a month ago. And
in context or in, thinking about it, he really isn't bonking into walls or furniture or other dogs right now. He's really good at avoiding stuff. So
yeah,
clearly he's seeing, it's not as dramatic as like night and day, like the vision was restored overnight, but he clearly is seeing stuff, which is great.
Yeah, it's noticeable how much more he's seeing.
I did try to throw a ball for him the other day and it bounced off his head, so he's not quite there yet. But Guac does that sometimes too. So what are you going to do?
Speaking of Guac, my last story on the dog updates list is that Guac and I were out for a walk. And sometimes Guac-O-Man does not even want to go to the end of the Black-O-Man.
He's emotionally stunted.
Sometimes he wants to go for a full walk. And this weekend I was lucky enough he wanted to do our full 1.5 mile walk. And we got all the way down to the end. And like 2 houses from the end, a guy had his like trash can toter out. And on top of it, he had an entire bunch of bananas. So banana trees here in the Keys are producing right now. Our banana tree has a fuckload of bananas on it. Still green. They're still very green.
I'm super happy to be making bananas.
Yeah. But, we have one relatively young banana tree. There's a lot of people who have many banana trees and they're well established. And so they have bananas on them. And the problem, if you've ever grown zucchini, if you grow like in the Midwest, is that it's great. You get a ton of zucchini and it's awesome for like 3 weeks. And then you have fucking so much zucchini and you're begging people to please take zucchinis away from you. It's kind of like that with bananas. You're like, look at all these bananas. I'm getting bananas. And then it's like, oh, I have 80 ripe bananas right now. They're going to be good for 2 days and then they'll be brown. So these were bright yellow with a few hints of brown.
Yeah.
A whole bunch that he left out on his trash can. So clearly he's like, not going to be able to use all these bananas. And I was like, those are free bananas. So I stuffed a whole bunch of like 10 of them into my little
What was the sound
pack.
when you took them?
Yoink. And Guac was with me. And then he's like, I would like one of those bananas. And I was like, okay. So we went back and I got one off. I peeled it, gave it to him. And he's like, oh my God, this is delish. Delish. If you follow me at Jen Runs with Dogs, it's in my reels. Guac eating the bananas.
Yeah, and these aren't Dole bananas, right? They don't look like the ones you get in the store. They look more stumpy.
Yeah.
But they're not plantains. They're bananas. They're just slightly different shape. They're a little bit more starchy, but not bad.
It's one of those things where if you buy whatever kind of fruit in the store, you kind of get one kind. With apples, there's like 8 kinds, but there's like 5,000 different kinds of apples, and there's a ton of different kinds of bananas. And in the store, you can get one kind of banana.
Yeah,
like that's it.
A million kinds of potatoes, right? And
yeah.
You get like 2.
And there's the store, like maybe you get like 5 kinds of potatoes. So it's like if you live somewhere that they grow the thing that you can eat, you see all the different kinds of varieties. And so there's a ton of different kinds of bananas that people grow out here. These were, I don't like bananas, but like that doesn't mean I can't independently evaluate bananas. And these were quite good. They're a little tangier than the Dole ones. I didn't actually find them that starchy, but they were
not in a bad
sweet.
way.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. They're they're just thicker, girthier.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They have a different texture for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, I made banana bread.
But they're found bananas. That's the
Free
best part.
Bananas.
Nature's bananas.
Yeah. It was like somebody's like, I can't eat all these. And I'd be like, mine, yoink. And Guac got one on our Guac-O-Man.
Yeah, and they weren't on you weren't trying to pull them off a neighbor's tree or anything.
No. I would not steal off a neighbor's tree at this point. In my past life, I may have yoinked some fruits off a neighbor's tree. I don't actually think I have, but I have tried unsuccessfully. But now, like, I'm very protective of my key limes. If somebody stole any of our key limes, I'd be, not that they could, but if they did, I'd be very mad. And so I'm more respectful of fruits.
I know. I feel that way about our backyard, aka the ocean.
Yeah, you do. You're very possessive.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, that takes us on to ramblings. Our dock is basically done as of today.
Yeah, we have a railing.
Guac, shut up! Shut up!
Who let Vink chaos.
I had to
catalytic-
put Remy out on the porch, and he would have chomped Vink, and she doesn't like it. He gets a little too overwhelming for her.
Vink, you're your almost enemy.
Yeah, so anyway, the dock, done today. They put the rope railings on. They put the caps on the posts. So we
looks pretty good.
The ramp for hops is still coming, and we're going to get a little swim ladder. But I think they do those after the final inspection because they're kind of extra things.
They're probably not in the permit. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think you need a permit to put those on.
I don't know. I'm not arguing.
Anyway, it's done, man.
Yeah, but the puppy was there again today.
Yeah, Layla, the pit bull mixed puppy, was here playing with Voods, jumping all over Voods. He liked it.
So it was not unpleasant. The dudes were there, but it was not as disruptive as having people in the house.
Yep.
Outside the house, it's fine.
But so we're basically done.
Man, that dock. We're going to have to we're going to jump off it. We're going to...
Guac is already jumping off the Docomane.
We're going to put lights on it. We're
Yeah.
going to look at fish.
Yeah, we still have stuff we're going to do, but there's probably going to be one day that those dock guys come back to give us our ladder and our ramp and, put a little extra sand in.
There'll be an inspection, right? Yeah.
But we're basically done.
Yeah.
No more projects for a while. Okay.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we can plant some plants or something. There'll be light gardening.
Yeah, that's fine.
You want to do heavy gardening. You want to put some coconut palms in there.
You know what? We got to save up. Our house project fund is now officially... we haven't even gotten the bill for the dock yet.
Maybe we'll get a tax refund.
That'd be nice. Anyway. All right. Do you want to do German word of the week or taste of the keys?
German word.
Okay.
Because it's almost Easter, although boy has it been almost Easter for about a month. Mümmelmann is
Mümmelmann.
the German sort of nickname word for rabbit.
Rabbit.
Because when a rabbit sort of, does his little nose twitchy nibbly thing, nibble, 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 that's called mümmeln. Der mümmelt.
Is it the same word as mumble?
No.
Mummel.
Murmeln is mumble. They're not actually making sounds.
Wait,
right?
say these two words together.
Murmeln. Murmelte irgendetwas. Das ist
No, just say the mumble word and then the bunny word.
Murmeln has an R and mümmeln.
Those are almost the same word.
Yes.
Just say them. Don't say with an R. Just say one word and then say the other word.
Murmeln, mümmeln. Mümmeln.
I hear that they're different.
It's like a nö.
They're pretty
There's
close. They're pretty close to the same.
Sure, but they are not.
Murmel,
But that's okay.
murmel.
That makes it cute too. I mean, mumble bunny is okay.
All right, so Mümmeln.
Yeah, and Mümmelmann is the nickname for a rabbit.
Is there Murmelmann?
Furniture man? What?
Mumble Man?
No, there's not Mumble Man. There's not Mothman. There's no Mumble Man.
All right, fair enough. Mümmelmann.
Murmelmann. Murmeltier is a
Animal. Mumble
groundhog.
animal?
Is a groundhog.
A mumble animal?
Murmeltier, yeah.
Huh.
Oh.
Okay. Tier is animal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of German animals that are something bear or something animal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like most things, they just have a characteristic and then tia behind it.
Murmeltier.
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 Spell murmel.
Murmeln is M-U-R-M-E-L. Murmel.
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 Mur-
Moor. It's kind of like
Murmel.
you're trying to say moor, like you're a British person saying the moors.
Moor.
Dartmoor.
Murmeltier. Brody's looking at me like, are you having a stroke, lady? Sorry, Brody.
Feed me second dinner before you have a stroke, lady.
You're fine.
Uh-huh.
All right. Taste of the keys. Skeletal remains found in the woods.
This is what we hope will happen at any time. We're in the woods.
Yeah. Human remains were found Saturday afternoon in the bushes near mile marker 77 off US 1 by a passerby.
That's 60 miles away, though.
The remains were turned over to the Monroe County Medical Examiner. Age and gender remain under investigation as well as identity. No obvious signs of foul play. Autopsy results are pending.
Human bones.
I know.
Oof.
If we ever do another Murders in Paradise, we were all optimistic and did that one episode.
Ugh. Those were the days.
Yeah, we'll do an update on there. Yeah. Not this week though. We're recording early this week because I'm going to Houston and then San Francisco and then Maryland and then Boston, running a marathon there on Monday.
The marathon.
The Boston Marathon.
Running a marathon in Boston. It's the Boston Marathon. Monday,
Patriots Day, I'm running the Boston Marathon, so I'm going to be gone for a whole week.
It's terrible.
It'll be fine.
I'll be eating a lot of sauerkraut.
All right, so wait. I get back next Tuesday.
Yep.
What are you going to do on Wednesday?
Fly to Maryland.
You're going to leave for like 10 days.
I'm going to leave, yes.
For even like longer than I'm gone.
Yeah.
This is definitely, I guess on Wednesday before you leave or Tuesday after I get home before you leave, we can pod in person.
Yeah.
We're really squeezing in these in-person pods for the next month.
We'll do some remote pods. It's fine. We're good at this. We're on the same wavelength.
This is our last real night together until May. I know.
Whoa.
All right. Well, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, that's very sad when you put it that way.
I know, right?
Jeez.
I know.
Maybe I'll fly to Houston, San Francisco,
Do not
Boston
do any of that. No. Take care of the dogs.
Oh, yeah.
I'll see you for like 20 hours.
Look at these idiots.
We're podcasting. No, nobody who's listening can see what you're talking about.
Dogs are chomping on each other.
Okay.
Surprise.
You know
Surprise.
what? I don't want to know what else you want to say. Until next week, Slava Ukraini. Don't bet anyone unless they ask you to. Bye.
Bye.